Good evening. Welcome to Captions. I'm Andre Bohannon, your host. On June 16th, 1975 at about 6:30 p.m. on Channel 6, a show was started, which you're watching tonight, called Captions. We have been on the air for many a month, many a year, and we're going to share with you some of the classic programs that we have had throughout those years. This was a show to spotlight the minority community, some of the issues they face, many of the problems they face, and some of the solutions. I want you to stay tuned because I think you'll find that many of the discussions even back then are really relevant today. And I'll introduce you to Dennis Egemeyer, our technical director, who will tell you about tonight's show.
Well, Andre, even though Captions began in 1975, a lot of the shows were either live or they were recorded on old reel-to-reel VHS half-inch tapes, and we just don't have them. The earliest show we do have in our archives is from September of 1982, featuring a lecture from Bradley University, and the topic being called Black, What is Black? So it'd be interesting to see how African Americans saw themselves from September of 1982. So stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy it.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Captions. Tonight we start a new series entitled Black, What is Black? We open this series with Dr. Alvin Poussaint, guest of the Bradley University Black Student Alliance. Dr. Poussaint delivered his lecture November 9th in the Bradley University Student Center. His lecture will be presented to you in two parts, with part 1 tonight and part 2 next Friday at 6 p.m. on Channel 6.
Including, they said, blacks genetically inferior to whites. And, I look at those kinds of things politically, when we get into that whole discussion and how it's used, and perhaps some of the things we can spend time on tonight is thinking about the politics of race in the country and how it affects us, how it indoctrinates us, and sometimes how it causes us even not to act in our own interest. Because we can start that discussion in a very interesting way. First of all, what is a black person? Melanie, will you please give me a definition of a black person? What's the definition of a black person in America? Any person with dark skin is a black person. Do you agree with that definition? Allison, what's your definition of black person? What's the United States Census Bureau's definition of a black person? What's the United States definition of black person? You don't know? Anybody know? What's the definition of black person? What is the one that they use? Was William White the former president of NAACP? I guess that's before your time. Anyone? You don't know? You're all black and you don't know the definition of blackness? Descendant? Okay. She says a descendant of Africans is a black person. How much of a descendant do you have to be? How much of a descendant do you have to be black? A drop of black blood. You got it. Melanie, you finally came up with it. The definition of a black person is a drop of black blood. Does that make sense? That's strong stuff. One drop doesn't. Why can't one drop of white blood make you white? That's right. They don't want to be. person a blood transfusion when they come black? No, but there were a lot of white people who thought they would. You know, during the Second World War, they segregated black and white blood. No, but when they say 1 drop of black blood, they mean genetically, whatever that means. Okay? They mean genetically 1 drop of black blood. Now, we have a problem from the beginning with that definition. You know, we're going to start getting into IQ and all that, so it gets very confusing. But we start with the definition of race that's racist. Why is that racist? It's racist because it supports the notion, the idea of white purity, doesn't it? 1 drop makes you impure and black. So you can't take any amount of purity and put it into impurity and get purity, which is whiteness. Right? And 1 drop of impurity into purity makes it impure. So the definition itself means that black people and blackness is an impurity. Something bad and no good. That's why they set it up that way. They said any drop contaminates you forever and puts you in the lower caste of society. And we will oppress you thereby because you have become tainted with 1 drop of black blood. So that we are working in a perspective in itself, a definition that perpetuates the notion of blacks being inferior. And that's the way the sense everyone records it. We accept that definition of black people, and white people accept that definition of black people. And so-called black people who look white, and they behave white, we call them names. We say they're passing. Passing? Passing. They're more white than they are black. Genetically speaking. So we are defining people in ways to perpetuate the kind of thinking in our mind, society's mind, the world's mind, that perpetuates white supremacy. Now you can come up with other definitions. People come, they say, well, it's cultural associations and so on. That's what makes a black person. It starts, but that's not the definition. And that definition comes from way back. And this definition is true in South Africa as well. You got 1 drop. Any genetic ancestry connected with black makes you a black or colored person in South Africa. Now in South Africa, they're a little bit more progressive, quotes, than they were in the South. In South Africa, you can apply to be white. Did you know that? You can apply to be white if you think you can make it. And every year they grant a certain number, usually of colors, white status in South Africa through application. And now, to get a little bit away from the color thing, you know one of the biggest things that they emphasize? Not the color of your skin. Although they want fairness. Your hair has a lot to do with it.